Back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, there is more Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championships on NET Sports. That's tomorrow. Nebraska's best high school boys will compete beginning at 8 a.m. tomorrow on NET. It's on the web at netnebraska.org/sports. You can also pick it up on the NET Nebraska app. Should have a good one coming up here. This is the Class B Girls State Championship. Two champions already crowned this morning here on NET. Time now for Pius 10th versus Waverly. Let's take a look at the lineup for Rod Mahacek's Pius 10th ladies. Madeline Conrad is a sophomore. Two seniors on the team, Emily Schlottman, Kristen Mahacek, Lauren Berkey, Claire Jaros, and Emily Miller. That rounds out the Pius 10th girls team, looking for their second consecutive state championship. They will have a challenge on their hand with Michelle Kelly's Waverly team. Brooke Polinsky's a senior. Ariel Wiedbeck is a junior. Chloe Welling, a freshman, and then two seniors in Paige McCaslin, Whitney Larenson, two who will likely play at the next level. Brooke Stevenson and Alexis Marchand, both sophomores. Should be a good one. Pius taking on Waverly for the Class B State Championship when we come back here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln.
All right, college visit number 2. Here we go. What?
Learn more from Education Quest at govisitcollege.org.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Everyone's walking a path, and most paths are best walked together. Because when we travel together, our lives are livelier, our journey more enjoyable, and the places we'll discover will be simply spectacular. To be in a place like no other that unites you all in a state of wonder. Wouldn't that be nice?
Your favorite PBS shows, ready to watch when you are. Anytime, any place. Find more ways to explore than ever before.
Sustaining membership is an easy, convenient, and affordable way to support the programs you love. Sustaining members make an ongoing monthly contribution from either their credit card or checking account. Just choose the monthly amount you'd like to give. Then go online or call and we'll get it set up for you. Your donation will happen automatically each month, so your support will always be current. If you want to change your sustaining membership, just contact us. Monthly contributions begin as low as $5 per month. Go online or call to start your sustaining membership right now.
Well, today NET Sports brings you the finals of NSAA High School Wrestling Championships. That's later tonight, live from Omaha's CenturyLink Center. Live coverage in all classes and weight divisions begins at 3 Central this afternoon right here on NET. Streaming is available at netnebraska.org and on the NET Nebraska app. Terrific day of sports right here on NET. State High School Bowling Championships, the girls' side today. Tomorrow, the guys are back here in the morning on NET, and Of course, later tonight we have state high school wrestling championships. Should have a good one. These are two teams that are very familiar with each other. They're in the same conference, same class, Pius and Waverly. In fact, many friends on each team know each other well. But when you get in this type of situation in a state championship, that's what you're thinking you want to take home the title, right?
Oh, absolutely. You got to put those friendships aside, and they're here to win, and any good competitor understands that. So it's going to be an exciting match, and good luck to both of them. May the best win.
You're going to see a few ladies on the lanes who have expectations and futures at the next level, who will go on to bowl collegiately next year for both teams. Should be a good one. Rod Mahacek and his Pius 10th Thunderbolts as he huddles them together. Michelle Kelly in her first year as the coach of the Waverly Vikings of the boys and girls. She's one of the parents to a player, as Rod is as well. A lot of side stories, and you see a great crowd on hand here this morning at Sun Valley Lanes. Our commissioner of the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation is John Lucido. John Lucido, the proprietor here at Sun Valley Lanes, does such a great job of running these championships every year. There's a look at the Pius crowd, ready to go. Maddie Conrad on the lane first. Little high. Up on the right lane, here's Brooklyn Polinsky. Polinsky, as senior, averages 119. Here's a sophomore, Maddie Conrad. Maddie averages 151. Really picked up bowling when she got to Pius and has done a terrific job of working on her game.
Yeah, she's only been bowling a couple of years, and looks like she's put in some good work in those years.
Many times you'll find that in high school bowling. A student gets to high school and says, bowling, what's this about? Let's try this out. See what, and some work hard enough to really get an opportunity here. There's another one of those, Emily Schlottman. She's a senior. Good shot by Emily.
It's just a great way to get involved.
Right.
And, just meet some people and create that team camaraderie.
Ariel Wiedenbach. And Wiedenbach picks the 7 off. A bit of nerves here early on, as we expect. Those happen. Trying to get that to push, and just slides by the 10-pin. So both teams will try to settle in here early, get comfortable in this environment. Never easy to be one of the first couple of bowlers up.
No, and what we found in the earlier matches, just those first game jitters is what we call them.
Yeah. So both of these two teams here in Class B looking for their first mark of the game, and that will slide off to the left. Pius with an early 8-pin lead through 2 frames. What do you do to help your bowler relax and settle in a little bit as we look at Lauren Berkey?
I think it's important they don't lose sight that how hard they work to get here and to just have fun. Even at the professional level,
right?
Enjoy yourself and just the experience, and you may not ever be back in this venue again.
Here's lefty, Chloe Welling. Welling comes in a bit light and leaves the washout.
And she's a freshman this year, so she's got plenty of time ahead of her.
Starting lineup for Waverly with 3 seniors, a junior, and then the freshman, Chloe Welling. But a couple of sophomores providing some bench strength there for Waverly. Here's Lauren Berkey, covers the 10. Big pickup for the Bolts and Lauren Berkey.
And we'll note that in this class, there's actually 5 bowlers in the lineup.
Just wraps that around the 7.
Almost. Whereas earlier, there were 4 bowlers in the lineup.
So each of these bowlers will bowl 2 frames. The individual that bowls the first frame also bowls the 6, 2, and 7, so on. So you're putting your anchor bowler in that 5-hole spot, so they get to throw the extra shots under pressure in the 10th frame. There's Claire Jaros. 7-pin count on the spare. Here's a look at Paige McCaslin. Paige has a nice simple game up the board. She's a senior. Averages 169 for the Vikings. Jaros just a junior. She was a beginner when she entered this Pius X program. Had not bowled previously. She's a junior, averaging 159. Really rolls the ball nice as Coach Mahacek has done a terrific job with Claire Jaros.
Very simplistic. Just yet effective. Gets the job done.
And a good cover. Good job by Paige McCaslin to pull out the plastic. And
haven't seen one of those clear balls in a long time.
yeah.
I had one of those when they first came out. It was like the ball you needed to have.
That's right. So here's Kristen Mahacek. Kristen has a great game. Plays straight up the boards. Very direct. Averages 196 in her senior year. Another terrific bowler who's a senior, Whitney Lauritsen. Lauritsen comes in a bit high. Leaves that 4-9. Tough break.
Bad break there.
Yeah, it was a good shot by Whitney. So you have the two coaches' kids right now on the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen, the
both
daughter,
in the anchor positions.
That's right. Kristen, the daughter of Rod Mahacek.
And Whitney is a senior. She's going to go to Midland and study marketing.
Didn't like it off her hand, but it slid. You could see the reaction. But a good cover. And now Whitney trying to push that 4 over, but too much hook. So through 5, the two teams will switch, and Pius with an early 20-pin lead, about 19 depending on count, as the two teams will switch sides. And there is the score through 5, 45 for Waverly, just one mark in those first 5 frames. The Bolts have strung 3 together. Here's Maddie Conrad. Good shot, Conrad. Puts 10 back. Probably missed the jazz hands there. She turned and did a little jazz hands.
She's also a member of the National Honor Society, so a very good student.
Crosses over, gets that 10 out of there. Just the 5 left, so a good break for Polinsky. Here's Emily Schlotman. Emily also one of those who's worked very hard to get into the starting lineup. Pulled just a bit. 6:10 remaining, certainly a makeable spare. That's what you want in this situation.
She's a senior as well, just as you mentioned earlier.
So another open for Waverly. Maybe feeling the pressure here of the state championship atmosphere as Pius looking for its 4th consecutive mark. Schlotman needs it to hook. Nope, just falls off.
Still have quite a bit of a lead going into the final frames here.
38-pin lead in the 6th for Pius. Good opportunity here for Waverly to cut that lead, and
another bad break. You know, earlier we talked about Larry just, you know, trying to just remain calm and keeping that ball in play and just hitting the pocket and leaving some makeable spares. That's going to be key here for these teams and winning their matches.
Absolutely. 4-7 left for Berkey. Now the left-hand lane. Wiedenbeck, the junior. Only mark thus far for Waverly is from their senior anchor, Whitney Lauritsen. So here's Berkey trying to add to that 40-pin Pius lead. You see there, 39 pins, 100-61 in the 7th. Just needs to skid a little bit, just not quite enough to get the 4-pin. Really a must opportunity here for Waverly if they're going to get back in here and have a chance at game number 1. That's just get the marks going.
Bet their adrenaline is flowing. Hearts are pumping.
Same thing, just a little bit wide. Left it a bit right. Jaros with the makeable spare. Welling, the freshman, to cover it, and does. Good shot by Chloe Welling. Like her game. Like her game. Just a freshman. Being a lefty doesn't hurt either, right?
Absolutely not. There's not as much action on that side of the lane.
That's right. Jaros trying to convert the hard way and got it. So the spare in the ninth. McCaslin still trying to find the right line here. You see wiping the oil off the ball.
Very important as far as keeping a consistent reaction, making sure you wipe your ball off after every shot.
So here's Kristen Mahacek. Up the boards, good shot, finishes and leaves
Fast
a
age.
high 4.7, yeah.
She wants to study biochemistry. That seems intense.
Smart young lady. 4.0 student at Pius 10th. She's also debating on, Kristen Mahacek is debating on where exactly she might bowl next year. Newman University, certainly in the conversation. Grandview, among those she's considering. But you can see a very solid game and back-to-back spares for Mahacek. And that mark in the 10th will wrap it up for Pius 10th. They will win game number 1. And now an opportunity to get Emily Miller into the game for Pius, as you see Whitney Lawrenson trying to get lined up, and Lawrenson mixes them up. And that's what Waverly needs to get going here as they prep themselves for game number 2. So here's Emily Miller. Maybe one of the most improved bowlers on this Pius girls team. She's a junior, crosses over, gets the carry. Good appearance for Emily Miller. And the smile.
Here we go. Not always easy getting up there and keeping it on the lane.
So Pius 147 in game number 1. These two teams also squared off last year in the state championship. Check that, it was Pius and Hastings. Waverly won it the year before. In the last 4 years of these girls Class B state championships, either Pius or Waverly has won the title in 3 of the last 4 years. The Pius girls won it in 2012 and last year. Waverly won it in 2014.
So again, these girls are not new to this scene.
Right. Well, and when Pius won it in 2011, it was against Waverly. So you see the final there, 147-103. Bolts take game number 1. So here's Brooks Stevenson. She'll start it off, the sophomore, on the left-hand lane. Crosses over. We see Coach Michelle Kelly, looking to find a lineup that works here. Still shuffling the deck a bit.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Lots of time left.
Conrad. Solid 7. Good shot by Maddie Conrad.
The crowd was hoping for a strike. They can't really see that 7-pin over there.
Right. Now Brooke will try to cover it, and just leaves the 2. Conrad, another great student at Pius. She's got a 3.83 GPA. Both teams have opened in frame number 1. Here's Emily Schlottman. Great ball.
Great shot.
Bolts have been right around the pocket, and a terrific shot by Schlottman. Alexis Marchand also in the lineup now, trying to convert. She pushes a bit right. The back-to-back opens again for Waverly.
I think it's important they just take an extra moment and just kind of reset and again just enjoy the setting and just have fun with your teammates.
There's Rod Mahacek, the head coach of the Pius 10th girls, longtime bowler in the city and bowled collegiately as well. He's a member of the Lincoln Bowling Hall of Fame, is Rod Mahacek. He does a great job with these young ladies. You can really see the fundamentals that have been drilled through Rod's coaching.
Yeah, they all look very simple, very
games.
sound.
Yep.
Sometimes less is more. Not a bad philosophy to have.
Yep. So Claire Jarros looking to put another one on there and does. That's a 3-bagger for the Bolts. Pius looking to run away here in game number 2.
Certainly off to a good start. Kristen's high game is a 268, high series 680. She's an accomplished bowler herself.
Carry and does. Smashes the rack, 4 in a row for the Bolts.
Keeps it going.
Good ball. Flush
Great
for
shot.
Paige McCaslin. Big shot and an important one at that moment for Waverly. Now with your anchor bowler coming up, you want to set her up. Your other team has just thrown 4 in a row. That's a big moment for Paige McCaslin.
Yeah, and it's hard to get up sometimes when your previous teammates have opened. So hopefully she can shift the momentum here.
Lauritsen looking to get the reaction on the back end. Can't quite get it. Doesn't get that pin to kick out of the channel. Thought it was a good shot.
Yeah, looked like she liked it.
Yep.
Maybe it was a little fast. She could possibly move her feet a couple boards right, get that ball to read the lane a little better.
This team, Waverly, bowls out of Hollywood Lanes in Lincoln. Proprietor Bob Davis. Ooh, good run.
Very close.
Didn't quite get it covered. So the two teams will switch sides after frame number 5. Good opportunity for us to tell you to pick up your copy of the 2016 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Just visit NHSBF.com and follow the links to preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Good opportunity for you to pick up your DVD copy. Here's Conrad again. Wow, Bolts are on a roll, 5 in a row. That got the jazz hands out of Conrad again. Well, we saw this earlier today. You come out and take control of a game, take control of a match, you put even more pressure on your opponent.
Absolutely. You know, this is the epitome of high school bowling.
Absolutely.
They want to win, and like you said, some of them are friends, but you got to put that aside and you know, come here and do what you wanted to do.
Brooke Stevenson covers it up. Good roll, good cover by the sophomore for Waverly. So Schlottman now to cover. That lead right now for Pius, 70 pins. Just slid it by. That's tough to do. Slide
is
it by
hard
the
to
right
do.
side.
And keep it on the lane.
Yeah, that's right. So here's Alexis Marchand. And Now back up in the lane to Lauren Berkey. Now tomorrow you're also going to see the Pius 10th boys who will be competing for a state championship. And Lauren's twin brother, Martin, is on that team.
All right.
Lauren mixes them up, and she has back-to-back strikes. And, of course, her aunt and uncle are Bill and Kim Straub.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of bowling in that family. Claire Jaros. Left it a little right. Doesn't get back. So Chloe Welling. Crosses over.
Crosses.
5-8 remaining. So through 7 frames right now, the Bolts in command, an 80-pin advantage, 156 to 76. And this second game already spoken for. It belongs to the Pius 10 Thunderbolts. The best Waverly can shoot if they were to spare here and strike out is 156. And the Bolts already with 176 in the 8th. So thanks to that 5-bagger that they strung together from frames 2 through 6, it pretty much wrote the story on game number 2.
Now Kristen can just get up here and get comfortable and just make a good shot, knowing that they have one more game to win to take the title.
Solid shot, leaves a ringing 10. There's Paige McCaslin. Pius the 10th this year throughout season-long conference play went 6-3 on the year. And of course, conference play is a combination of head-to-head bowling. One individual against another is worth a point, and then the team score is worth a point. And then they go into best-of-3 Baker format, which is worth 5 points, so a total of 21 points available. The winner of whoever wins the most points wins the match.
Right.
That's the competition that these girls have throughout the year. And then they get here to state. And we talked about it earlier, but yesterday they bowled 4 complete games in a qualifying round where each bowler bowled their own game for 4 games. That's part of the singles competition. Good crossover, and Emily Miller's come off the bench in both of her shots to strike.
It's always exciting.
2:15 for Pius in game number 2, and the Thunderbolts now lead it 2-0.
Certainly puts a lot of pressure on Waverly to. Now they know they have to take the last 3 games to win.
After that qualifying yesterday, the highest seeded team was Pius 10th. About 140 pins ahead of Hastings, which was second, and Waverly was the number 3 seed. So to get here to these finals, Waverly knocked off Hastings in a 4-game match. They won the final one 138-127. So Waverly knocks off the number 2 seed to get here. Pius the 10th, meanwhile, in its route to this championship match, it had 2 Baker games it needed to win yesterday. Knocked off Adams Central in 3, and then faced Lexington and won that in 3 as well. So Pius 10th, with the first 2 games here, has not lost a Baker game down here at State. Clearly the hot team. And Whitney will like that reaction that she got a little better. Help her get lined up for the all-important now game number 3. 2:15-119 was the final there. 2:15-119, Pius on top. 2-0. And no doubt the message there from Coach Mahacek is when you're up 2-0, do not let up.
Pedal to the metal, so they say.
You saw in the background there, Michelle Kelly trying to rally her troops as well, trying to fire them up. Plenty of time left. Crosses over. I believe that was a 9-pin into the 5, and you finally got to look at the Jazz hands.
Again, we don't get brownie points, right? The object is to knock them down.
That's right. It all looks the same on the score sheet, I suppose. I suppose it does.
Right.
There is no designation for a Brooklyn. Unless you're bowling with your friends, then they don't let you forget it.
That's right. Only if you beat them, though.
That's right. So Emily Schlottman now. Emily, the senior, averages 148, crosses over, doesn't quite catch the 10.
She wants to study nursing at Nebraska Wesleyan. Can never have too many nurses in this world.
Absolutely. And a good cover. So an important early mark here for Waverly. Desperately needed to get off to a positive start. So Emily now to try to convert. Emily's father, Bill, very involved in the bowling program at Pius, helps at practice. He's also a teacher at Pius 10. And Emily converts. Mom, Sandra, also very involved in the Pius program. She's served as the club secretary and treasurer for years.
Very involved.
But you can't do this sport without a lot of volunteers.
Absolutely not. And this event here at Sun Valley Lanes wouldn't be possible without
It's all volunteers, right?
John and his staff and everybody involved behind the scenes. It's been phenomenal.
Well, that was a good shot. Good delivery from Ariel Wiedenbeck.
She's only been bowling for 1 year, so
yeah,
a true testament to what you mentioned earlier. Just jumping right in and participating in something she never has before.
Just a bit late. Berkey's been solid all match long. So Wiedenbach here. Check that Wiedenbeck with an opportunity to give her team the lead here. Hang on. Oh. And we saw it similarly, except on the other side.
Close.
Just slides by, stays on the lane. An early 8-pin lead through 2 frames for the Bolts.
We'll note that Lauren wants to go to the Air Force Academy.
How about that?
Study aeronautical engineering.
How impressive is that?
I can barely say that.
Her brother is equally as smart. That spun around and tripped the 4-pin forward. Good break.
Didn't even get a chance to see it.
And just what the Vikings needed at that moment was a good break, something to get them going.
Right.
Here's Jaros.
A little high. Leave something makeable.
McCaslin will have that left. And now for her spare conversion, here's the junior, Claire Jaros. Boy, you saw the eyes trained on that mark, and a nice shot by Jaros.
Never let up on that. Keep your eye on your mark.
Another great example right there. Hook a little, just could not quite get that back. So now the anchor's on the lanes. Left-hand lane, Kristen Mahacek. Again, averages 196. Needs that to react. It does, and she got the mixer. So now time for Waverly's anchor to answer. Here's Whitney Larritson. She averages 203. Another terrific senior. That's up there, and that carries also. 2 big shots by the anchors.
Great adjustments.
We'll switch sides here after frame number 5, and the Bolts with the lead by 10 pins. equal pressure here on both of these teams. You know, Waverly knows it has to win. It's a must-win game, but those thoughts start creeping in for some bowlers, some athletes about, hey, we're just a win away from winning a state championship.
Right.
You start thinking about the what ifs.
Yeah, and again, you have to really stay present and in the moment, because there are 3 games left that, you know, could possibly be taken from you.
Absolutely.
So.
Good cover. Hang right there, and
Cover.
great conversion.
You really need
Brooke.
to stay clean these next few frames.
Absolutely.
Keep the pressure on the other team. Stay alive.
Just push. Wiedenbeck crosses over. Good pin count, and that will give Waverly an opportunity to pull a bit closer, now within 5 pins, thanks to the 8-pin count.
Every pin counts. We've seen it before in some of the earlier matches. All it takes is 1 pin to win.
That's right. You know, we mentioned Pius has been here in these finals 3 of the last 5 years. They were actually in the Class A final back in 2013. So they've actually been in the finals 4 of the last 5 years. A program that has really continued to grow and develop under Rod Mahacek.
A true testament to the coaching and just the athletes themselves putting in the work.
Yep. So Berkey crosses over. Good aggressive shot there by Welling. That will give Waverly a 4-pin lead here in the 8th, so must win for Waverly. And now an important spare conversion for Lauren Berkey.
Very important. They all are, but when it's a must-win situation. Looks good.
Good roll, good conversion by Lauren Berkey. And Welling, the freshman, tried to convert as well. Off the wall and tripped it.
That was a great spare.
And a big conversion for Welling as well. It looked daunting there for a second.
You're never too sure until they all fall over.
Hold on to that lead with the spare. Now Jaros up. Trying to get that 7-pin to fall, and it does. Makes that conversion 90% easier. And another light hit that tried to rattle some out of there from Paige McCaslin.
Cuts the lead down to 2 pins now.
2-pin difference. We're going to have an anchor showdown here if both of these bowlers can spare. Look a little bit. Got it. So good cover from Jaros. And now McCaslin to do the same.
It's a must-have.
Needs to hook. Just slides by. So that gives the Bolts the lead now, going into the 10th by about 10 pins. So still not decided. Mahacek can shut out Waverly with 3 strikes. She tugged that a little bit, knew it off her hand, and left 3-pin. So still an opportunity here for Waverly, and we could even be looking at a tie potentially.
Very possible.
So,
and then we would have to go Is that sudden death?
It is sudden death. So here's Whitney Larritson. Needs a strike. Gotta have it. Ooh, comes up high. So now what Mahacek needs is a spare and 2 pins to shut out Waverly. You see the two friends chatting at the line? You think she's saying, hey, you have to have this?
You know,
gamesmanship, right?
I'd like to know what they're talking about. Maybe what's for dinner tonight.
Very smooth, and the cover for Mahacek. What's for dinner, yeah. Where are we going afterwards? I'll bring my trophy.
Pretty safe. We keep it on the lane here.
So must spare here for Lauritsen. Get out there, and that will do it.
Yep.
So Pius 10th goes through the state tournament unbeaten in Baker Bowl, did not lose a single Baker game, and the Bolts have now won their 2nd consecutive state championship, and that is 3 titles in the last 5 years for the Thunderbolts. Kristen's older sister also won a state championship at Pius. She's bowling down at Newman University. And another championship for the Pius 10th Thunderbolts. They win it 3-0 over the Vikings of Waverly. Great sportsmanship there. You see the friendships among teams. And there it is, the final 3-0. Pius wins it over Waverly. When we come back, medal and trophy presentations from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln. Stay with us.
All right, college visit number 2. Here we go.
What?
Learn more from Education Quest at govisitcollege.org.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
I love NET. I particularly enjoy the arts programming and the cultural series. I'm really grateful that there is programming that seeks out these stories of our rural areas.
These are the stories that are not known. I mean, that's why I think Nebraska Stories is such a great series. It's always been kind of a, wow, that's kind of cool.
I think what NET does for the state of Nebraska is exactly the kind of thing that they're doing here today, telling stories. doing interviews with folks who are local, who live in the state, and that's something that I see NET do very uniquely, because I don't see a lot of other local stories being told on television anywhere else.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The final, Pius beats Waverly 3-zip, 158-141 in the final earlier this week. In fact, yesterday, the singles competition was contested. Amber Nelson of Lexington won that. Whitney Larritson was second. Kristen Mahacek finished in third. And by the way, Stephanie is with Kristen Mahacek.
Thanks, Larry. So, Kristen, congratulations on your high school championships. I believe this gives you 2 championships, and your sister, I believe, only has 1.
She does.
What does this one mean to you?
Well, it means that all of our hard work paid off, and it's something that I can use against my sister, I guess.
Nothing like sibling rivalry. Coach Rod, so this is the 3rd win out of 5 years for your team. Is there a secret to your success?
Just trying to coach the fundamentals as best we can, and the girls did a great job this year. They worked really hard, and I think we saved our best for last. Toward the end of the year, we bowled our best, and I'd like to congratulate Waverly on a great season, and their coaching, they did a great job too as well. So, but again, more than anything, just trying to teach the kids the game of bowling the best way we can, and help them be as successful as possible.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you both. Enjoy your win, and let's go celebrate.
Thanks very much, Stephanie. Congratulations once again to Pius Titt. They win the state championship. And now, for medal and trophy presentations, let's go down to our public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class B runner-up, the Waverly Vikings. Head coach Michelle Kelly, assistant Rick Boyd. Madeline Conrad. Oh. Wrong team. I apologize. Brooklyn Polinsky. Ariel Wiedenbach. Chloe Willing. Paige McCashlin. Whitney Larritson. Brooke Stevenson. And Alexis Marchad. Ladies, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations, the Waverly Vikings. Now, here's your 2015-16 Class B Girls Champions, the Pius X Thunderbolts. Head coach Rod Mahacek, assistant Derek Peterson. Madeline Conrad. Emily Schlottman. Lauren Berkey. Claire Jaros. Kristen Mahacek. And Emily Miller. Ladies, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations, you guys are 15-16 Class B girls champions.
So congratulations once again to Pius 10th, your 2016 Girls Class B state champs. When we come back, Class A ahead, Southeast takes on Grand Island Wood River for the state title. Stay with us.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
Funding for the NHSBF state championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch live streaming of the NSAA High School Championships, college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, and so much more. The new NET Nebraska app makes it easier than ever to follow the NET sports you want, when and where you want it. Get the app at netnebraska.org/apps.
Nebraska's best high school bowlers compete for state championships in the sports crowning event. See all the action tomorrow when the boys take the lanes during the Nebraska High School Boys Bowling Championship. Live action begins tomorrow morning at 8 Central on NET. Live streaming is available at netnebraska.org and on the NET Nebraska app.
Hi, I'm Larry Putney. Sports fans tell us that NET brings Nebraska together through coverage of high school and college athletics. Contributions from nearly 1,000 Sports Partners Club members make possible more than 200 hours of sports throughout the year. Members receive invitations to special events like tailgates, sports speakers, and live productions. And you can join the Sports Partners Club by visiting netnebraska.org. Sports partners like you put the action in NET sports. Well, in 2015, the Winnebago boys basketball team won their first state championship since 1940. The NET production of Bago Boys chronicles their winning season and interviews the players, coaches, and parents. Watch Bago Boys Thursday night, March 3rd, 7:45 on NET. So getting ready now for the Class A state championship on the girls' side. Had a terrific one in Class B. Pius 10th over Waverly in 3 straight. So here are the starters and the lineup for head coach Pat Doherty and his Lincoln Southeast squad. Emily Schilke is a senior. Sarah Lale, a junior. Austin Worm is a sophomore. Abby Rydell, Sierra Johnson, and McKenna Prater is the freshman in the group. Grand Island and Wood River combined team this year. Head coach Crystal Hansen. 3 sophomores, 3 seniors, and a junior in the lineup. Keely Rapp, Codwalder, Jess Etienne, Audi Ernst, Megan Brazina, Galvin, and Erbauer lead the way for Grand Island Wood River. When we come back, should be a good one here in Class A. Our final match of the day, Class A State Championship, coming up right here on NET Sports.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
We'll now proceed to the first item on today's agenda.
Log on to netnebraska.org/capital to stay connected to what's happening in your state government. Nebraska Capitol Live brings you daily coverage of important decisions from Nebraska's courts, legislative hearings, and events at the governor's office. In the office or at home, you can always stay informed with Nebraska Capitol Live at netnebraska.org/capital.
NET Sports in the Game, winning America's top awards for sports journalism, event coverage, and original documentaries. The NET Sports team chronicles Nebraska's epic events and sports stories. NET Sports is Nebraska's home for sports.
Today, NET Sports brings you the finals of NSAA High School Wrestling Championships. Live coverage in all classes and weight divisions begin at 3 Central on NET. Live streaming is available at netnebraska.org and on the NET Nebraska app.
A good opportunity for you to get your copy of the 2016 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Visit www.nhsbf.com and follow the links to preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Class D, C, and B in the books. Time now to turn our attention to the Class A girls. Lincoln Southeast taking on Grand Island Wood River. The crowd on hand here for this Class A state championship.
It's been busy all day. Very exciting. Family, friends all out here to support.
Terrific day. It's all ready to go here now in the Class A state championship. There's a look at Grand Island Wood River. And Lincoln Southeast head coach Pat Doherty, assisted by Kelsey Dunkel. Pat Doherty on the left there in the white shirt, a former University of Nebraska bowler himself. And there's Kelsey Dunkel. Kelsey's father coaches the guys, has been a longtime coach. Kelsey now helps and assists in coaching the girls. She a former Knight, bowled in the state championships before also. You see so much of that. Former bowlers getting back to the sport, getting back into it, helping develop the next generation of bowlers across the state.
Well, I think it's important to remember, where you came from, and give back to the sport that, gives you so much. They all did their little cheer, ready to go. They seem pumped up now.
So we'll start on the left lane. Lincoln Southeast will get it going. And Emily Schilke up first. Emily's a senior from Lincoln Southeast. Wasting no time on that right lane, popping up and firing away.
Ready to go.
10 pin, absolutely. Kaylee Rapp.
She's been bowling for 13 years.
Kaylee Rapp has?
She has.
How about that? Just a sophomore, so she's probably, what, 15? Since she was 2
bowling
or 3.
her whole life.
That's right. So here is Kaylee, a sophomore. Hangs on
there. Good start.
Grand Island Central High student. Sarah Lale comes in a bit light. Crossover and the strike for Grace Codwalder.
It's not how, Larry, it's how many, right?
That's exactly right.
You've said that before.
So now up on the right-hand lane is Jess Etienne. Jess, a senior. Another crossover, mixes it up. Can she get the 5? No.
Almost.
5 will stand. Here's Austin Worm. Austin's just a sophomore. Coach says she's really come a long way in the last 2 years that she's been with the program.
And she's been bowling for 10 years as well. Long time these girls been bowling.
It's good to see the progress they make once they get into programs with some good coaching and fundamental drills and a better understanding of the game and how to play the lanes.
Absolutely.
You tend to see development much more quickly. You know, when you begin to get old enough to get it, to understand it, right?
And it's one of those sports that's ever evolving as we speak.
You're right.
It's hard to keep up.
So good cover there by Austin Worm of Lincoln Southeast. Knights 8-3 on the year, only lost 3 matches. On the right-hand lane, just lost that bid.
Looks like it slipped off her hand.
Here's Abby Rydell, the senior, averages 178. And a good shot by Rydell.
Very nice.
Solid bottom of the order for the Southeast Knights.
It's a very solid spare conversion. Gutter spare.
Here's Sierra now. Sierra Johnson needed to hook a little bit, slaps out that 4-pin. And a double on the board for the Knights.
Keeping them in the game early.
Megan Brazina.
She's a senior, going to be studying criminal justice next year at Casper College. That's exciting. I'm a criminal justice major myself, Larry.
Is that right?
I am. Haven't done much with it, but it's an exciting field.
A lot you can do with that major.
It is.
Good cover by Brazina. And now the two teams will switch sides as handshakes all the way around. Southeast with the upper hand as we switch lanes on a double working. They were trailing, but can take the lead with a strike right here by Schilke. So 8.
Keeps the ball in play, makeable spare. Very important.
Rapp with a great shot. Kaylee Rapp rattles the rack and gets a strike.
Keep them ahead by a few pins.
So here's Emily. Emily's dad, Jerry Schilke, longtime bowler in the capital city, known by many folks around the sport. And Emily with a nice conversion. So here's Michaela Galvin. Galvin is a senior. Comes in a little high, and so I likely misidentified Michaela the first time she was up. I apologize. Not in our initial starting lineup, so Michaela might have just had a better look in practice, and coach says, you know what, you've got a good look, you're throwing the ball well,
right,
I'm going to put you in the starting lineup.
Right. Happens often.
So,
you know, sometimes when the lights come on, you know, it's just a different setting down there with the lights and the cameras.
Trying to cover the three, and a good cover by Kayla. So important spare opportunity here on the right-hand lane. Sarah Lale needs to hook. Just not getting it into a roll.
Right.
Jess Etienne.
There's that dreaded washout again.
Yep.
Just got to get that ball to the left of the head pin and hope it slides into the 10.
I've seen that a few times this morning.
Yeah, just when your ball just doesn't pick up a roll early enough.
Yeah, good shot.
Great shot.
Worm buries it. ATN trying to pick up this washout, crosses it over. Good effort, but does not quite take out the 10. So now up on the left-hand lane is, check that right-hand lane, Abby Rydell. Good reaction there, just could not get the 10 out.
She's a senior as well, wants to go to Wesleyan and study business admin.
Wonder if she'll be part of that new bowling team that Wesleyan is starting.
I would not doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it either.
College bowling is certainly a great avenue for these girls and so many opportunities on the club level and the NCAA level.
They really do just continue to grow, don't they? I mean, the opportunities for girls in this sport.
I mean, it's great to have some of your college paid for. Yeah. Who wouldn't want that?
A little bit of a door opening here now for Lincoln Southeast. As they've gone strike spare, and Grand Island has gone open. Big shot here for Johnson, got it out. Nope, did not. Check that. I thought the 10 had fallen.
She got the 7 out.
Got the 7.
A lucky break. And she's a senior as well, going to go to Hastings College. Oh.
There's some pin action.
Well, that's a lucky break for you.
Big shot by
I mean, that was a huge
shot. So now almost a must conversion here for Johnson. Good aggressive run at it.
Oh,
right at the last second. That looked like a good shot. She's a confident young bowler. Bowling in her family for a long time. Father Jason's a terrific bowler. Runs a pro shop in town. She's one of, I guess, if I say 3, it's obvious, but she's part of triplets.
Okay.
We'll see her brother bowl tomorrow for Lincoln Southeast.
Again, bowling is in the blood. Megan says the strength of her game is bowling under pressure, which she is certainly showing at this point.
Absolutely. Big strike and a spare in the 10th to give Grand Island to Wood River game number 1, 162-156.
Again, it's best 3 out of 5, so lots of time left for both teams. And we'll just get right into it.
So here's a look at game number 1, 162-156. Grand Island Wood River leads it 1-0. We've had some fast matches here today after the opener that went 5 games at think about earlier
Sure.
this morning, Newman Grove, a 151 to 158 win when they trailed by 29 in the 7th frame. And Newman Grove threw 3 in a row to knock off Plainview. That went 5. Since then, we've had North Bend Scribner Snyder over Wisner Pilger 3-1 and Pius 10th sweeping Waverly.
The beauty of our sport, you just never know, and with this specific Baker format,
right,
it just keeps it very interesting and a lot more even playing field.
Good cover there by Rapp. Schilke will try to answer. Just slides by.
Looks like we got Grace back up in the lineup.
It is Grace Codwalder. Codwalder just a sophomore. Lael now up in the right-hand lane. Good pin action there, leaves a 5-pin.
Good 9 count.
You know, it's interesting, many of these teams that we see year after year down here, not only at state, but even in the championship finals, they've kind of set a culture around bowling within their school and within the program, have some terrific coaching, develop their young bowlers. By the time they're ready for prime time, they're ready to step up and make shots on the big stage and perform consistently. You think of Lincoln Southeast, one of those schools. They've certainly been here before. In fact, they had the heartbreak run. The girls had that heartbreak run in 2007 through 2009 when they finished runner-up every year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Lost once to Grand Island, the team they're playing here today. And then they, in 2014, also a runner-up. So Lincoln Southeast here today has never won, believe it or not. Take that back. They won one back in 2004. They won a state championship, but not since then. They've been a runner-up 4 times.
Well, there's certainly no strangers to this setting.
Right.
You know, maybe today is a new day. It's yet to be determined.
Looking at the crossover. Gets that 10 out, so Austin will have that left. Southeast has gone back-to-back single pin opens, and that we've seen it before, but just so critical that you stay clean in these Baker matches. Convert your spares just like that. And Jess Etienne with the spare. Austin Worm needs it to hook.
She knew it off her hand.
Yep.
Hopefully Abby can get them started after a 3-9 misses to start their game. Get some positive energy flowing.
Again, we said off the top, the strength of this Southeast team really is at the bottom of the order. Abby Rydell, Sierra Johnson, both averaging 180 plus. Sierra's at 193, Abby's right at 180. So they really count on these two bowlers at the bottom of the order to throw good shots, trip 4 pins, and get strikes.
And that's one.
Very good.
You know, it's a true team effort, especially with this Baker format. You know, every frame counts.
Ernst covers it up. Audie Ernst. Sounds like she dropped that one. She knew it when she let it go.
A makeable spare, though. You know, you didn't pay full price for that.
Needs it to finish.
Not quite. So we'll lead a big second half here.
Right. So this spare here could extend to an 18-point lead as she covers it up. Maybe bigger than that, almost 30-pin lead.
Yeah.
Check that, yeah.
Swap lanes like usual.
Based on count in the 6th frame, Grand Island could have 83 in the 5th to 55. So currently, assuming the 10 as we typically do, it's a 28-pin lead right now for Grand Island Wood River.
Which is fairly substantial, but, you know, anything can happen.
So here's Schilke. Emily's thinking she's going to continue her career next year as well. Either Baker University or Simpson College, thinking about going to the next level. Covers that up. And she wants to be an elementary education major.
Can never use enough teachers, that's for sure. What a very gratifying career.
Absolutely. Good cover. Solid spare shooting team here in this game is Grand Island Wood River. They have converted every makeable opportunity. Just the one split in the 2nd frame.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's the name of the game. That's what's going to keep you in the match the entire time. You know, the strikes are going to come.
First time Grand Island's been here in this state championship match since 2010. We said earlier in that match it was Grand Island beating Lincoln Southeast for the title. So the last time the Islanders were here, they squared off with the Knights. Grace Codwalder. Grace is just a sophomore.
High game, 256, averaging 145. That's
Not
pretty
bad at all.
good.
Yeah. Keeps working at it. Shot by Worm. A bit light. Here's ATN. Big strike there coming off of that open. And Southeast just has not been able to capitalize on those opportunities. It is a 24-pin lead through 7 for Grand Island Wood River.
Needs to hook a little, and it doesn't. So that opens the door even more.
Doesn't quite get the 10 out. Double would have given him the game. Yeah, nice shot.
I mean, all you can ask of yourself is just to keep the ball in play and hit the head pin.
Yep.
Give yourself a chance.
Really like the roll that she gets on her wall. Abby right down.
Again, most of these girls are fairly simple, down and in. Certainly my strength, so I'm a fan of that. Nice and easy.
Oh, there's so much you can do with that simple game. Down and in game.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes less is more.
That's exactly right.
We don't get brownie points for being fancy either.
It's funny you say that as somebody goes up the lanes, less is more, because that's what some of the two-handers will tell you too. They do less on the approach and get more out of it, so they're less behind the lane is more.
You know, that's the beauty of our sport, is that there's so many different styles and techniques. You know, and it's just, it makes for a lifetime sport. It's amazing.
Might have been a ball change there. Or maybe not.
Well, that'll do it. We'll,
Yep.
Grand Island will take this match.
Covers the spare. Solid anchor board. Megan Brazino.
That'll put them up 2-0.
Good run at it. 113 will be the final for Lincoln Southeast. Possible 162 for Grand Island Wood River. And that's what it'll be. Back-to-back 162s for GI Wood River.
I think she might have fouled on that.
Oh, did she?
I think so.
Well, it certainly counted as a foul. She's glad that didn't matter. 152 will be the final tally.
She looks embarrassed, but again, thankfully for her, wasn't a deciding factor. So shake it off. So this is a must-win game for Lincoln Southeast in our best 3 out of 5 Baker match.
Schilke will have that left to get the Knights out on the right foot. Kaylee Rapp crosses over. Kaylee's been solid. Done a nice job. Got her Tammy and Jerry, yeah.
A strike is a strike.
Junior gold qualifier in 2016.
Nice cover.
And an important cover to get Southeast going here after struggling in early frames.
And her strength is being a strong leadoff bowler.
Right.
So
provided that there.
Keeping your ball in play and cleaning up those frames.
That's hit a little bit, huh?
Might have dropped that one a little bit, just looking at her thumb. You know, and it's incredible what these lights can do. You know, extra sweaty. You know, and it's just a little warmer. It really does make a difference.
First look at McKenna Prater, who's getting an opportunity. McKenna just a freshman. You see her in the background right there. Now Michaela Galvin. Good cover.
Very nice cover. She wasn't sure about it.
Yep. Here's McKenna Prater again. Very deliberate, straight up the boards. Just cannot get that out.
A little light.
Head coach Pat Doherty just looking for that right combination.
Right.
He's going to step up and have some confidence and make a shot and get us going.
Trip that 4-pin. That'll certainly get some momentum going. And they're already up 2-0.
Get a sense that we really need something good from Worm right here. Like,
We've seen that time and time again, that washout. Your ball just doesn't quite get into a roll soon enough and slides behind the head pin.
This Grand Island Wood River team bowls out of West Side Lanes in Grand Island. Terry Fredrickson, great guy. He's a proprietor out there in GI. Terry's into a little baseball too.
Who doesn't like a little baseball, right?
I don't know.
Opening day is just around the corner.
Can't wait. Pitchers and catchers, right? Got to get them going here. There's your scoreboard through 3.5 frames. Oh, great shot. Really nice ball, well thrown by Abby Rydell, and rings that 10 pin.
Again, you know, you just don't always get rewarded for those good shots. And her high game is a 262.
Wow. Looking for the mixer. Got it. I think her game really fits well here at Sun Valley Lanes. Very active boards, good pin action. And she's a high velocity player. Catch a little bit of the head pin and watch them spin.
Right. Good spare conversion.
You ever bowl against any of those spinners?
We have. You know, Chinese Taipei is a huge advocate of that. We actually lost to them in 2005 for the World Championships.
Wow. Good to be joined by Stephanie Johnson here in the booth. Stephanie, 12-time Team USA member, living in Texas now, originally from Florida.
Yep.
So you flew out of the warmth to come up to the cold and be with us here in Lincoln.
I did. Very excited to be here.
Who did you owe money to?
Oh, maybe I owe John a favor. But what an exciting opportunity for these kids to have this arena to showcase their talents. You know, I never had anything like this in my high school bowling days, which we won't talk about being over a decade ago. But wow, it's just super cool.
Well, we could probably say thank you one more time to not only John Lucido, who helped put on this arena style, and it's the only arena style finals in high school bowling in the United States, has been since the first, I should say, in 2005. It's the only televised arena finals in the country.
Which is amazing. Just a true testament to the state and all the volunteers and everybody involved behind the scenes that has truly made this happen.
As you know, it takes a lot of volunteers to put on an event like this, and so these bowlers were bowling across the city yesterday in the qualifying, bowled 4 games, and then went into a Baker format where they had brackets and advanced out of the brackets. So I want to say thanks to Hollywood Bowl. Paul Porchi ran things over there. Parkway, Terry Jo Pedraza did a great job. Sun Valley Lanes right here, Kathy Lehman, Judy Stanzik.
It certainly takes an army.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's never something you want to take for granted.
And then a big thank you to the proprietors as well. Not only John Lucido here at Sun Valley Lanes, but a terrific job by Bill Hoppy and Earl Kaup and Bob Davis.
Giving up their center, essentially.
Absolutely.
But you know, the kids are the future.
Hey, how about that? 4-7,
Right.
4-10, and out.
They'll take it. At this
Absolutely.
point, they need all they can get to stay in this game. A must-win for Lincoln Southeast.
And down by 28 right now.
It's not going to get there.
There's the opening that Lincoln Southeast needed. So now if they can throw a double on here in the 8th, go a long way to try to get them back into the match.
Abby Worm just slid off her hand again. But she attests her positivity as one of her strengths, so I have no doubt she'll bounce back from that.
ATN crosses over, gets the carry.
She wasn't happy about that, but you know, still 2 frames left, so you just never know.
Big double. 144, the best that Lincoln Southeast can have, and they need a strike right here. Need to post that number. Carry. Oh, that's the 2nd shot in a row where Abby Rydell has just made a great shot.
About as good as you can throw it when you need to, right?
Put it in the pocket and just does not get that 10 pin out.
We've done that many times. It's the beauty and the frustrating part of our sport.
Boy, no kidding. So must have this spare. Even have a glimmer of a hope here. And that'll do it. So even with a frame to go, Grand Island, Wood River has this state championship wrapped up. A 3-0 run for those ladies right there. And what a great season. 8-3
I think they know it. They've done the math in their head.
Yeah, they're all figuring it out.
What a great feeling for Megan to not have to get up in the 10th frame and essentially make a shot.
Right.
I mean, she doesn't even have to mark.
Yep.
Of course, we know she wants to, and she probably will, but no pressure. Great player.
Crystal Hansen, the head coach of Grand Island Wood River, assisted by Liz Meyer, Brad Ernst, Dan Prawl. Congratulations to all the coaches. GI Wood River taking home its first state championship since 2010. And a disappointing finish, obviously, for this Lincoln Southeast squad, which had such a great season. Covers up the spare.
That'll be a clean sweep for Grand Island. Wood River, 3-0. See the smile on her face. She knows they won.
Yep.
She just got to get up there and throw the ball, and they can celebrate. Sigh of relief.
Fires the final shot down the lane. That will do it, and it is enough. 169-102 is the final, and it is a clean sweep in our final match of the morning. We have crowned 4 state champions
Very
here
exciting.
at Sun Valley Lanes.
Very exciting for these girls. Long journey to get here.
And we'll hand out the trophy when we come back.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Funding for the NHSBF state championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
NET Create is one of our favorite channels. We love watching the cooking shows, the art shows, the travel shows. As a local artist, I love watching NET Create for the arts and crafts shows. I make hand-bound books, and I enjoy seeing other artists creating multitudes of other things that really help me with my art.
Same old round brush, we'll go back into the browns.
The shows on NET Create always have such a fun and creative atmosphere that really makes it light and happy every time we watch. We learn something and we enjoy it. We love watching NET Create.
This week on Nebraska Stories, if you feel the need for speed, we have a story for you.
This is a collection of collections.
And go inside the boundary-breaking Blue Barn Theater.
We're an intimate off-Broadway, New York-style theater.
And then at 7:30, meet the families of military members killed in the line of duty.
Every day I think about him.
And travel to Agate Fossil Bed's National Monument.
There's a rich legacy of culture and artifacts.
Nebraska Stories takes you on a ride of one of the state's many recreational trails.
It's so relaxing and so beautiful.
These stories and more, all in Nebraska Stories. Thursday night at 7 and 7:30 Central on NET.
And we're back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, your state champs, Grand Island and Wood River in the Class A Girls Championships. Yesterday, the singles competition was contested. Riley Johnson of Lincoln Southeast won the title with a 6:29 series. Check that. It was Shea Miller. Sierra Johnson finished second with a 5:59. And now with the champs, let's go down to Stephanie.
Thanks, Larry. Megan, so first of all, congratulations on your win. And as a senior, walk us through what's been the highlight of your high school bowling career?
It would just have to be getting to spend time with these girls and definitely
being a team and making it to the second day of state.
That's amazing. Congratulations. And Crystal, head coach of Grand Island Wood River, tell us what's been the most exciting part of this whole journey for you?
The most exciting part was having 7 girls of different background come together, and they made themselves a family. I had nothing to do with it. They came together and supported each other through even the worst situations.
Well, that's amazing. So congratulations once again. Enjoy your team and go celebrate. Back to you, Larry.
All right, thanks very much, and congratulations once again to Grand Island Wood River. And now let's go to our public address announcer for the medals and trophy presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class A girls runner-up, the Lincoln Southeast Knights. Co-head coaches Kelsey Dunkel and Patrick Doherty. Emily Schelke. Sarah Lale. Austin Worm. Abby Rydell. Sierra Johnson. McKenna Prater. Ladies, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to Lincoln Southeast, your Class A girls runner-up. Now, here is your 2015-16 Class A girls champions, the Grand Island Wood River Islanders. Head coach Crystal Hansen and assistant Donnie Hansen. Kaylee Rapp. Grace Cadwalder. Jess Ettiton. Audie Ernst. Megan Brazina. Michaela Galvin. Cheyenne Uballer. Ladies, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations, this is your 2015-16 Class A champions.
Wood River, the girls Class A state champs. Terrific performance. And we have crowned 4 state champions today. We head back to Class D earlier this morning. Newman Grove wins it over Plainview. North Bend, Scribner Snyder over Wisner Pilger Wakefield. Pius X knocked off Waverly, winning its second straight state championship, and right here in Class A, for the first time since 2010, Grand Island and Wood River, the combined schools, win a Class A girls state championship. So that will do it for the girls state championships. I'm Larry Putney for Stephanie Johnson and our entire NET Sports production crew. Thanks so much for joining us here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln. We'll see you tomorrow for the boys state high school championships right here on NET Sports.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
All right, college visit number 2. Here we go. What?
Learn more from Education Quest at govisitcollege.org.
Everyone's walking a path, and most paths are best walked together. Because when we travel together, our lives are livelier, our journey more enjoyable, and the places we'll discover will be simply spectacular. To be in a place like no other that unites you all in a state of wonder. Wouldn't that be nice?
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.